Welcome back. How you guys doing? Just hanging out in the trees here, talking about trees, because this is a weird time of the year.
Yeah.
Do you plant trees? What do you do to make sure your trees don't die? Because it's hot, hot, hot right now.
Yeah, so we've got the expert, Judd, with Davey, here this morning, East Denver Davey, tree expert company. And let's start with this. I think a lot of people wondering, listen, we know that we need to try to conserve water. The drought is a real problem. So what can we do to keep our trees healthy without watering them as much?
Yeah, so you want to make sure that you're watering your trees in the evening, early morning.
Yeah.
You don't want to just spray a hose on it, a slow drip or an injection. Tree companies can come in, inject that into the ground for you so you're not wasting the water.
Okay, fertilizing. Is now the time to do the fertilizing?
So you can do, for trees, the best, you're going to have the most success with a slow release fertilizer that's going to stay in the ground for a while.
Okay.
So it's going to end up taking care of the root system more than just blasting new growth into the canopy. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about pests, some of the summer bugs that we know can kind of eat away at the trees.
Yeah. So we've got some examples here.
All my trees look like this, Jay.
Yeah.
And my neighbors hate me, but it's fine.
Well, this is a good example here of the leaf scorch. So this is a tree, this is a linden tree that just didn't have enough water. You get those hot, dry winds come through, and it basically just dries out the ends of the leaves.
So if the ends of the leaves are drying out, that's a sign of not enough water?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. A lot of people think this is a fungus. It's just environmental, you know.
What happened to this one?
Same thing. Just a little bit worse, same tree.
Yeah.
The other side of the tree right there. Yeah.
Well, and I think a lot of people too are wondering, is it too late? Can I go ahead and plant something now? Should I wait until next spring?
Because the tree farm would love to sell you something right now.
I don't want to upset them.
I know, right?
So, springtime's going to be your best success in planting. If you plant now, make sure that you're covering the tree when you're bringing it from point A to point B. We're talking about hot, dry winds. Think about 60 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour on the highway. That's going to dry out your leaves. So cover it up and water. But spring's ultimately going to be the best time to get that in. It's cooler. The water's not going to evaporate as quick that you're trying to give the tree to.
And you say water, but you can overwater a tree, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So an overwatered tree looks the same as an underwatered tree.
Yeah.
So using probes to monitor the soil moisture is a good plan. Basically, $20, Amazon. You get a core sample. If it's muddy, too much water.
Yeah.
You're basically drowning out that root system.
This is a tree that goes to church. It's very holy. What? Literally. Yeah, literally. What's the deal with the little holes? It's got to be bugs, right?
Exactly. So that's elm leaf beetle, super common right now. There's treatments that can take care of that insect. That's one that, there's a few options. Not all insects we can get rid of, but that's one.
Yeah.
Doing a systemic in the ground inject fall is actually the best for that particular insect, so not waiting till you see it, but beforehand. It's important.
All right, and some of us have no idea what to do when it comes to gardening and trees. So if people have more questions, how can they contact you guys?
Yeah, Davey.com. We've got a lot of forums. They explain each of these things we've talked about in more detail. You can also connect with your local office.
Well, we got to go. Before we go, real quick, rapid fire, your favorite Colorado tree to plant in Colorado?
None of them are native, but I like the redbud.
Okay, and the tree nobody should ever plant in Colorado?
All.
Because nothing's native here in Colorado. That's fair. Thank you so much. Good to have you, Jay.
All right, let's send things over to Kylie, and for the trees that need the rain, they'll get it today.
Exactly. They are definitely going to get